Let's get it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the SchuZ Show. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal Wednesday. If you guys are tuning in on Thursday, hopefully you guys are having a great start to you guys Thursday as well. With that being said, though, today we're going to get into quite a few topics. It's not going to be a guest on tonight's show. However, there will be a guest on tomorrow's show, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I will be announcing who that guest is at a later date. But we're going to get into quite a few things. We had a midweek fight. I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys. A fight recap between Melvin and Siyakholwa Kuse. And then we're going to get into a fight preview of the card going down on Thursday, headlined by none other than Mary Spencer and Mikaela. Then I'm going to get into some boxing news to wrap up the show. But as always, if there are any topics, questions, or things that you guys want to debate me on, whatever the case may be, make sure to leave those thoughts in the chat. I'll address those as we go throughout the duration of the show. Just leave those comments in the chat. I'll pop your comment up on the screen, and we'll go back and forth. We can discuss whatever it might be. So let's get to it, though. Fight recap, going down in the Philippines, and it was about midday my time, but let's get right to it now. Melvin, whom I did predict to win the fight, did end up coming victorious, holding on to his WBC minimum weight title. He defeated Siyakholwa Kuse by unanimous decision. It was a very close fight. Jerusalem did not look great in the very beginning. He had a hard time figuring out Kuse, which I did expect. I said on yesterday's show, the early rounds, Kuse is probably going to have the advantage. He's going to be a very, young, active. He's going to have all those things going for him. But the second half of the fight, especially the final quarter of the fight, Melvin took over. He took control of the fight. He looked phenomenal. And in the end result, he wins the scorecard 115-113, then 116-112 in the other two scorecards. He definitely won that fight. However, give hats off to Kuse. He looked phenomenal. A young fighter. He did very well in this fight in my eyes. I think he looked great. Just was not able to hang with the guy that was much more experienced. A man who had 6 world championship fights heading to that fight underneath his belt. He's the world champion, and he was at home. Kuse had everything going against him in this fight. It is what it is. You move on from it. You learn from it. I think it was a great experience, learning opportunity for him. He should have made a great impression on a lot of people that tuned into this fight. I thought it was a phenomenal performance by him. But Melvin did his job. He looked great. He remains the world champion with the WBC. Phenomenal performance there by him. And he'll move on to hopefully do a unification or move up in weight class now. Let's get into a fight preview because we have more fights now going down midweek this week. Tomorrow on Thursday, if you guys are on Thursday already, then on today. Mary Spencer, Mikaela will be going down and having a great fight. And now, their fight's going to be interesting, but there's a good undercard as well. So I'm going to give you guys a preview of this card. Let's kick it off with this, though. It is Mary Spencer, Mikaela junior middleweight title. This will be for 3 belts. Spencer's bringing in the WBA belt, while the WBC and the WBO are vacant currently, and those will be on the line as well. It's going down to Montreal, Quebec. It's going to be top-ranked classics available on Tubi, Pluto TV, and Roku TV. The promoter is Eye of the Tiger. All right. This is more than just title defenses. This has finally been between 2 women who have been pitted against each other for quite some time. Spencer being 10-2 with 6 KOs, 40-year-old Canadian Olympic champion. She defends her 154-pound women's WBA belt against Mary, who is 21-2 with 5 KOs. A former unified champion at 130, current WBO welterweight title holder. This is going to be her opportunity to become a 3-weight class world champion. Here's the breakdown. For Spencer, she's long, rangy, and composed. She controls distance, as well as a 60% KO ratio to her name. As for Mayer, pressure fighter, great amateur pedigree. She is much more durable, much more active. She also loves to thrive in the high-volume exchanges. X factors in this fight, Spencer's 40, Mayer's 35. Both battle-tested, Mayer more so in this regard. Mayer's also a little bit younger. Then, home turf. Spencer fights in Montreal, but Mayer has been on the road for a majority of her career fighting. This is going to be what's big, though. Mayer could unify 3 belts, set up a super fight with Lauren Price in 2026. So my personal guess here is that Mayer is going to come out victorious. I think she's going to do it. She's going to become a 3-weight world champion, setting up a massive fight against Lauren Price, potentially in 2026. I think that's the route we're going to go with this fight. I think it's going to be an interesting fight between Spencer and Mayer, but if I had to give you guys my prediction for this fight, I do believe that Mayer will walk away as the world champion, 3-weight class world champion, dominate this fight, and she'll move on for bigger and better things in 2026. The co-main event is also interesting. Wilkins Matu, Shaquille Pin. This is a great fight. If you're not familiar with either one of these 2 fighters, this is something to keep an eye on. I love this fight right here. You're talking about 2 guys, 168 pounds, both fighters hail from Quebec, regional pride, great atmosphere for these 2 guys. Matu is young, explosive, undefeated, one of Canadians' top prospects. Well, as for Pin, this is a man who's a veteran, great grit and experience. He's fought internationally, rugged, come forward style. This is going to be what's interesting. First of all, from Matu, can he handle the pressure that Pin will put on him? Pin has a lot more experience. He's a pressure fighter. He knows what it's like to be in these situations. For Matu, he's not been in this. So for Penn, it's going to be, can he brag Matu in the deep waters and upset the young cat? This is what it's going to come down to. Experience and youth. I love this fight right here. I think this is going to be very, very intriguing. Possibly the best fight on the card. Who do I have winning this fight, though? I'm going to go with the youngster. I think Matu is going to come out with this fight. He's going to win it. He'll be victorious and move on to bigger and better things in that regard. On the undercard, you have Artur Berslavnov fighting Sergey Lipinets at welterweight. Canadian Olympian with speed and power is Artur. Fighting Lipinets, who's a former world champion, who's tough and resilient. Then you have Mehmet Unal fighting Ralph Velishkans. Turkish puncher with fan-friendly styles, Unal, while Vikins is a Latvian technician with solid fundamentals. This is going to be a battle between power and technician. And then we'll go to another. Christopher Guerrero fighting Williams Andreas Herrera. Guerrero is a rising Canadian prospect. He is somebody to keep an eye on, a very intriguing prospect right here. I have him winning this fight, but Herrera is not a pushover whatsoever. This is going to be a great fight to watch between these guys as well. So that's what we have in store for Thursday's card. And then we're hopping into some boxing news now. And what we got in boxing news is this. The December 6th card has officially been announced. It will be confirmed. Premier Boxing Champions will be headlined on a December 6th card featuring Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Lamont Roach for the WBC interim super lightweight title. Second up on that card, the co-main event chief support, Arislandi Laura fighting Janabek for the WBA, WBO, and IBF middleweight titles all being on the line. Then Oshaki Foster fighting Stephen Cowboy Fulton, WBC super featherweight title fight. Fourth up to kick off the main card, Jesus Ramos Jr., Shane Mosley, WBC interim middleweight title. Here's what I'm going to say about this card. I have been very critical about PBC and their pay-per-view cards this year. Very critical about the card that was going to possibly happen on October 25th with Fedor and Thurman. Very critical about lots of these cards. In my honest opinion, they have been trash and not worth pay-per-view whatsoever. This card right here is pay-per-view worthy. I like what we got right here. PBC is putting on the best card that they've put together for a very long time. You're talking about 4 fights that I'm ecstatic for. 4 fights that are absolutely great. Now, would I possibly switch the order a little bit? Maybe, but that doesn't matter. We have 4 phenomenal fights all going down a card. This one right here, I'm not sure what the price is going to be yet, but this card right here is worth paying, whether it be $75, $85, whatever it is. It's worth it. 4 incredible fights. Great talent right here. Thank you, PBC, for finally putting together a pay-per-view worthy card. Callum Simpson, he will be making his return against Troy Williamson. The European super middleweight title fight between Callum Simpson and Troy Williamson is set to take place on December 20th in Leeds, according to EBU. The fight will land on a boxer show after Boxer Matchroom agreed to a deal for the fight. Solid. There was rumors that we were going to have Hamza Shiraz Callum Simpson fight. It appears that's now off the books, or at least for the time being. And Callum Simpson will fight Williamson in this fight right now. It makes a lot more sense. I don't think Callum Simpson was ready for Hamza Shiraz yet, so I like this fight right here. Get Callum Simpson another win under his belt, continue to build himself up, defend his English super middleweight title once again, and then maybe in 2026, that's the year we see him really start to work his way into the international rankings. So that's what we're going to see, hopefully, in that situation. Here's what's interesting, though. I talked about this a couple of nights ago. Now we have more details. Manny Pacquiao has now confirmed that the Floyd Mayweather rematch talks are for a real fight. The bout is being discussed for April in Las Vegas with the Sphere a potential venue. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And here's why. First of all, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather is an interesting fight. I talked about it a couple nights ago. Is this the fight that we all want to go out there and watch? Probably not. Will we all go out there and watch it? Absolutely. It's boxing. Know the sport. Do you have 2 guys in the late 40s come back and fight for a high stakes, high money selling fight? Here's what we have. We're going to get exactly that. Now, I get it. Does it deserve to be a lot of critique? In a perfect world, would we want this fight to even happen? No. But it's going to happen, and it's going to sell great. The Sphere idea is very unique, though. I think we all would be intrigued to see a fight in the Sphere. We saw the UFC card, phenomenally done. Getting it into the Sphere for boxing would be huge for the sport of boxing. I think you could put on a remarkable show there. What Dana White did with the UFC was great there. I don't know if we have the same masterminds in boxing to put that type of show together. But hey, get Manny Pacquiao, get Floyd Mayweather, make this fight happen in the Sphere. I'm all for it. The big question I do ask, though, is this. We were led on to believe that Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather was going to happen next year. So that fight out the window. And then on top of that, we were to believe that Manny Pacquiao was going for a world championship fight. Whether that be a rematch with Barrios, fighting Raul Romero. Even we heard possibly Lewis Crocker getting involved in that fight situation. Are all those off the table now? And Pacquiao just going for the money, which I don't blame him, but it's interesting to see what happens. Manny Pacquiao also revealed in that same discussion, though, that negotiations for a possible exhibition bout with Vasily Lomachenko is also in works. Very interesting, considering the fact that Lomachenko just retired from boxing. Obviously, it being an exhibition, not a real fight. It would be an interesting fight, though. I think we all would be intrigued to see the fight. I wouldn't have mind seeing Vasily Lomachenko come back into the ring and fight again for real. I think he could have still fought a little bit longer, but it is what it is. An exhibition fight would be interesting to see between these two guys. So that is now in the works. Last but not least on tonight's show is this. Badou Jack will defend his WBC cruiserweight world title in a rematch versus Noel Mikaelian on December 13th in Los Angeles. The Ripper retained his title via a close majority decision victory in the first meeting in May. All right, this is the exact report that was read out. Let me be quite frankly honest with you. Noel Mikaelian was completely robbed in that fight. That's why this fight is being rematched. It was ordered they had to go back and run this fight back because obviously Badou Jack did not win that first fight. We all know that. Badou Jack never won that first fight, and somehow in Saudi Arabia, just going to throw that out there, he supposedly won the fight. I don't get how, but he did. I'm glad there's going to be a rematch. Now, would I want to see the fight again? No, it was a horrible fight, but Badou Jack did not win that fight. He should not be world champion right now. No Mikaelian should be, and so I'm glad that Noel gets his chance to redeem himself on December 13th in Los Angeles. It'll be interesting to see how that fight goes down, but yes, it is official. Badou Jack, no Mikaelian, will rematch in a fight for the WBC Cruiserweight World title on December 13th in Los Angeles. So that's what I've got in store for you guys on tonight's show. I don't see any more comments in the chat. So I hope you guys have a blessed rest of you guys' night. I will be back live tomorrow. I also do have a guest on tomorrow's show, so you guys are not going to want to miss it. He is somebody that's been on the show before, an incredible, phenomenal guest that I cannot wait to have him back on. So I will have him on tomorrow's show. I will announce who that is sometime tomorrow afternoonish time, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. May God bless you guys all. I'll be live at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so make sure to tune in for that show. You guys will not want to miss it. But may God bless you guys all. Have a blessed rest of you guys' day or start to you guys' day. I'll see you guys back live tomorrow. May God bless you guys all. And with that being said, SchuZ out. God bless you guys.